Okay, we're gonna go one by one for you guys to present each other and where you guys from, stuff like that.
Hi, my name is Sarah Bonnie. I'm from Ghana.
I'm Anna. I'm from America.
I'm Leah. I'm from Germany.
Okay, so we're gonna start off with the first question. Where did you guys get your education, and how many years of education did you guys get?
Um, I got most of my education back home in Ghana, and from the kindergarten to high school, it was 13 years because at the time I went to high school, they changed the system from 3 years to 4 years. So instead of 12 years, I did 13 years. Instead of 3 years, I did 4 years in high school, which made a total of 13 years. And I came to college here in the U.S. I'm still in college. I'm not done yet.
I got my education in Parker, Colorado, and I think it was 13 years.
I got my education in Germany. I think I started school when I was 5, so 12 years until high school graduation, and now I'm here in college too.
Okay. How many students were in each classroom? Let's say, for example, in your math classroom, or when you went to take art, or whatever the case was that you got.
We didn't have a lot of buildings, so we had a lot of students in my class. I remember in high school I had like 52 some students, and I hated it because when the professor comes in to mention the row, my name never gets mentioned. Like, it takes forever because there were a lot of students.
We probably had like 25 to 30 in every class.
Yeah, same for me. About 30.
Okay. In you guys' classrooms or education, what was used most? Was it the traditional use of like pencils, books, or electronic devices? What was used? What method?
I think I grew up using the traditional method, just pencil and books, most of the time throughout my kindergarten to high school.
Did you ever use any computers or anything like that?
I don't remember using computers in junior high school, but you guys call it middle school, but we call it junior high school. But in high school we had a computer lab, and the only one we had a class called ICT, Information Communication Technology, and that's the only time we could use computers. So we go to that room and then we use the computer, and after that we go out.
But you never had homework that you had to take home and like do computer work or anything like that?
No. At the time we were using, the lab was just for that class, like I said, and we go in there to learn basic stuff like typing and stuff. But we had like an hour, just an hour, and that's it. After that you have to get out. It wasn't available after that. It's just for that time period, and that's it.
How many students were in that one class?
I told you 52 in high school. Yeah, 52. And sometimes the computers were not enough, so you have to stand behind someone. When they're done, then you switch and sit down or not.
Okay, so we had a computer lab, but we only went in there in elementary school and middle school, like if our class needed to. And then I didn't have a computer of my own until senior year of high school, when it was actually necessary because of papers I had to write at home and stuff.
So you would say that most of it was just traditional?
Yeah.
Yeah, same for me. In my school, no phones, no laptops were even allowed. Like if we take it out, they took it from us. So I just learned with pencil and paper, and if we had homework, it was the books. I didn't own my own laptop until I went to college. So.
Okay. Do you feel that learning in a group environment or individual environment is better? Why not? Does it apply to you? Like how would that, like do you prefer individually like group, or how would you do that?
I've always liked to do to work individually because I stress over stuff, and usually group work doesn't favor me. But I mean, there are advantages to either of them. When you do a group work, other people bring their contribute their share of thought, but overall I prefer working individually because that's faster. It's faster for me, and groups takes forever. So no.
But what was used most, like I guess in your country, was it
No,
individual?
it's
group?
more individual. They give you assignments, you go do it and bring it. Maybe once in a while, a group assignment. That's it. But mostly it's individual.
Yeah, ours was mostly individual too, with like sometimes the teachers would assign groups, but I like working in groups because I got to work with my friends. But sometimes we would get distracted, so I think it depends on the subject, whether I like it or not.
I think personally I prefer to do it individually as well because some people just like to do their work early, some do it super late, and then that causes problems. But advantages also are that you share your workload. But throughout my education, I think I barely ever had group projects. So yeah, maybe like with two people, like partner work, but never massive group projects.
Okay. And now that you're in university, what would you use traditional studies, which is like the pencil and book, or the modern use of electronics? What do you prefer now?
I mean, most electronics have just like are made just like pencil book, like the tablet. You can have the pencil and the tablet. So basically, it's just it's still more traditional, except that sometimes when you're not using it for the purpose intended at the time, like you are in class and you have your tablet and your pencil, it would be wise to just use it for just that, for just jotting down notes or some important stuff. So personally, to me, I grew up using the traditional way, and now I'm using the technology, but I don't see any difference in them. I think it's the same. I prefer the technology though because it's fancy.
When I'm taking notes in class, I like to use a pencil, but most of my classes are online, so I need a computer to survive college.
Yeah, I think I'm glad that I just had the pen and pencil education, but now I'm happy too that I can use electronics as well. And don't have to carry all my books with me. Have everything in one place.
Okay, well, thank you everybody for your participation.
You're welcome.